Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. To the Kings, that's my favorite show. Yep. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo.
The big game might be tomorrow, but we got some big beam tonight. How we doing?
What up, Deuce?
Hey.
Big beam.
Hey, Morgan.
Hi.
Oh.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah, but how about the Kings bench tonight, dogs?
Okay.
Woo!
Deuce and Mo. Yeah,
It wasn't pretty.
do it for Deuce and Mo.
It was a lot similar to the Kings season.
Yeah.
A roller coaster ride. Start bad. Here's good. Like, right? Terrible start to the season. Then you add in like a 7-game win streak. Hi.
Ah.
And then it all goes away. And then you come out on top. Down 20. Up 18. Close game. Lead evaporating. But down the stretch, the Kings made plays. Doug Christie made some tough rotation decisions. And the Kings get the job done tonight at Golden One Center. What a vibe. A big-time win. A much-needed win. And now you hit the road for 3 before the All-Star break. Give me a hell yeah. Oh, my.
I had
Goodness.
so much fun tonight.
How about the Slaw Dog, huh?
The Slaw Dog.
That's Jake LaRavia's nickname.
I know. Can I just get used to calling him Slaw Dog?
I didn't come up with it.
I know you did.
You know who did?
Steven Adams.
Yeah, you gonna tell Steven Adams not to call him Slaw Dog?
I would never tell Steven
Exactly.
Adams to not do anything.
Jake LaRavia.
Yeah. LaRae. What song is that?
Like glorious. You know, glorious. LaRavia.
I see.
Na 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 na. He gets rebounds
Bounds.
and he makes hustle plays.
Plays.
You know, something like.
I know, but I like glorious.
I don't know why it comes to my mind.
I know.
I don't know why.
LaRavia. 4 syllables.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
The reality is, Jake, my goodness, man. You might have had that goofy hat on in your press conference yesterday, but there was nothing goofy about your game tonight.
I
Give me a
love.
hell yeah.
Love. He looked like so young, so sweet, so innocent. And he comes off the bench and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do everything I need to do."
Oh my goodness. And then Big JV. Oh my goodness, dude. How nice is to have that guy
It's
on
so
our
nice.
side.
It's so nice.
I've hated that guy for years.
I'm so
I
excited
haven't
to
really
share
hated-
our interview
yeah.
later because it was so fun talking to him after the game and literally telling him that.
How's the live chat feeling tonight on a Saturday night? Biggest thing you could do, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our show grow. Shout out to PMV already donating $5 saying, I do not usually look at box scores, but LaRavia had something in every category. What a start for him. Yeah.
Okay.
He was spectacular
That was
tonight.
just so fun. It was
Dude.
so fun. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know, it's like you got a roller coaster, right? Except the beginning of the roller coaster, you were stuck upside down.
Yeah,
hanging there.
yeah.
But
And
it wasn't. But it was only
No.
for 12 minutes.
you were stuck upside down, and like the person kind of next to you puked. The wind took it and it hit you in the face. You're like, oh my goodness. And some got in your mouth and you threw up. And it started this chain reaction
of everyone throwing
vomit
up.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then They fixed it. They got it back on track.
No, because here's the thing. I didn't end with throw up on my face and in my mouth.
A little in that first quarter, I had throw up all over my face.
No.
Yes, I
Because
did.
because you
the
roller
you were
coaster-
down 24-6.
Okay, you threw up. I'm just hanging upside down where my blood is rushing all the way to my
God.
brain.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the game tonight.
But
That
it got
was the game.
the roller coaster only got better, and it was like, I want to ride that again.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yep.
Let's
Oh
go.
man, I appreciate everyone hanging out with us tonight. Shout out to Corey, Slick, Rick. What's up, Trey? Appreciate you so much. Thanks so much. Let's see, who else do we have? To Slick Rick, I mentioned him. Hey, Lee, Kings of Mactown. Say hi to Furious Wolf, Morgan.
Hi, Furious Wolf.
He doesn't respond to that.
Oh. Roar, hi, Furious Wolf. Is that what you wanted?
It's some sort of noise. Like, oh, yeah. There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Young Zell in the building. What's up, Young Zell? Just came out with a new album, by the way. Congrats to him.
Oh, congrats.
What's up, Jim? Josh, check it out. Search it. It's on Spotify.
Hell yeah.
Dennis, what's up, casual viewer? Hopefully you're not casual tonight. What's up, Liv, Zach, Lizzie, Lee, Tony? Appreciate you guys all for being here tonight. Help us grow. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Her chase is on. Morgan put it out there, and I
never
can't
said
stop
this.
her. She said, Deuce, 20K was cute. Like, okay, embrace the moment.
I celebrate.
I want 100K.
I did not say this.
I'm like, wait, you want to go from 20 to 100,000
Deuce said
subs?
this.
And she said, yes, I want that plaque. I'm like, we can get you the plaque.
You get a plaque at 50K.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
You do not get a YouTube plaque for 50K.
I'm going to look this up. Do you get a...
Anyway, the point is she wants 100. We're trying to get her there. So you know what I mean. So help us out.
Hell yeah.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, trust me. You don't think I know about this?
Okay. Well, why do you know about this?
I'm trying to get that plaque, man.
I don't need the plaque. I just like all of you, even at 20K. But it would be nice to have more.
There are basketball sickos around the world who would vibe with us.
It is true. And we
Anyway.
would vibe with them.
All right. Let's have some fun. Appreciate you guys being here. I know what you guys are thinking. Something's missing, and you are exactly right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Saturday night. Off tomorrow.
Oh my God. Say that again.
Off tomorrow. So
Yes!
tonight we get to sit back and relax, enjoy a beautiful Kings win, and embrace the journey. Oh! All right, we're stopping for a second. I went to pick up the fog, and Carlin, you know, the dog who only has 2 working legs.
Yeah.
He unplugged it with it by dragging his little limpy ass legs over it. So, if you don't mind me, are we good, Carlin? Literally, he dragged his legs and unplugged the fog. All right, Carlin, you're good. We're going with the fog.
Yeah, he's good.
Let's do that again.
Okay.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Sacramento Kings got the job done tonight. So we bring to you the best basketball podcast in the world. It's Morgan Reagan.
Give me more of an intro. She is on TV and...
She is a multi-platform artist.
Yeah.
Morgan Reagan and the basketball mind, Deuce Mason.
He's 7 intros for himself ready.
And we got 2 words for you. Foggy! Fog! How about the Sacramento Kings tonight? Oh, they got down by 20. But guess what? The bench came in. A man from Memphis, 23 years old, a certified dog. Ladies and gentlemen, Sacramento was introduced tonight to someone that will be a fan favorite. We call him the Slaw Dog. Jake LaRavia. He came in instantly. A steal, on-ball pressure, hitting the 3, attacking the basket. He came in and got the crowd juiced and jacked along with Jonas Valančiūnas.
Yeah!
Oh, he's a brick. He is tough. He was blocking a shot, protecting the rim, and let's not lose sight of the guy off the bench who's been steady. Our young guy who went from two-way to a guaranteed deal, from DNP to must play. Ladies and gentlemen, Keon Ellis! Let's go! And then in the third quarter, after getting their shit together, the starter said, oh, we want some of that love. 45 points in the third quarter and a Kings win. Oh, good to see Zach knock down some shots. Our big man, the Lithuanian Giants, Domantas Sabonis. What a monster double-double. That, my friends, was a fun night of basketball.
Nice.
Too much fog even for Deuce tonight.
Wow, even for Deuce.
Even for Deuce.
Damn it, Coles.
I'll take it. Maybe a little fan on for a second, just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oof. Breathing
Yes.
is good for you.
26 and 26. Feels so good.
It does.
Should we just start the show
I'm
now?
ready.
Yeah. Let me turn this down for a second. All right, Deuce and Mo.
Oh my God.
We're coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Oh, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Saturday night. The Kings back at home for a Pelicans team that had lost 7 in a row. A 12 and 39 team coming to Sacramento. That should be an easy win. Nah. Because we know Zion is a force, and the Kings don't really have anyone who could guard him. And we know CJ is a certified Kings killer. And Trey Murphy, that guy is turning into a legit talent, doing more than just shooting the rock. It was going to be tough, and boy, was it tough at the start. The Kings bench stepped up big because the starters, my goodness, were they stuck in the mud?
Oh,
it looked like a group of guys that were just not locked in. 24-6, they were down. And then the new bench came in. Jonas Valančiūnas, Jake LaRavia making his Kings debut, and Keon Ellis sparking the Sacramento Kings, getting them back in the game. Then the Pelicans answered once the Kings cut it within 4 to an 11-0 run. They were up at the half by 11. And you're like, was that all the Kings wrote? Nah. Third quarter hit. Kings score 45 points. Go from down 20 to up 18. Had to hang on down the stretch because, of course, it's Kings basketball, baby. But the Kings got the job done. Got the win on the home floor, 123 to 118. Now 26 and 26 on the season. A much-needed victory at home in front of an awesome crowd at Golden One Center. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. This podcast presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. And we're so excited to talk about what went down. Morgan Reagan, how are you?
thank you. Been waiting for that question. I am fantastic. Fantastic. Saturday night, there's just something different. There's no real weekends in the NBA. Or I guess if you work in sports, whatever. But like Saturday night hoops, there's just something different. And you know what? Okay, you know what it probably is? Especially when you're at home. There's a different crowd of people.
Oh, yeah. You know, because people are like, oh, we're off tomorrow.
Yeah. But there was
chilling.
even like a lot of kids, a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And not like the drunk, weird energy that you get at times. You know, that's usually sometimes when actually the Kings are losing. And you just see a lot of drunk, weird energy. This was like the special energy, the energy where it was like hope was filled in the building. And that hope was lost and let down within the first 12 minutes.
Goodness. Yeah. The start could not have been worse.
Nope.
For both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, it had me thinking dark things in that moment.
Very much
like,
so.
Really? This is what it's going to be now? And look, even after a win tonight, I've always said, I think I came up with the quote, right?
Oh, what was this?
Don't
quote?
accept in victory what you would not
Jesus
accept in
Christ.
defeat, right? Don't accept in victory what you wouldn't accept in defeat. We're not accepting that first quarter start, the 24-9 deficit, and it was pretty ugly. The defense was bad. I felt like they were helping too much on Zion. They were leaving 3-point shooters open. They weren't closing out well, and I'm seeing these Pelicans get hot, and I'm like, is this really going to happen tonight at home? But then
It was happening.
the bench. And
The bench.
look,
We're talking about the bench right now in the most positive way, and I love this.
they had 31 points tonight. 31 points. And this game totally turned when Jake LaRavia came into the game. And
What a stud.
basketball sickos probably know Jake LaRavia or seen him. But there's probably some tonight, like, I've never really heard of that guy. Oh, he was in Memphis? Okay. And that's fine. That guy came maybe as a relatively unknown to some fans in that building, and he left as like a fan favorite now.
Yeah.
Jake LaRavia shifted the entire energy of the game tonight and did really everything that we thought he was capable of. The things we saw him do in Memphis, he came in right away and did them in his debut. What stood out to you about what Jake LaRavia was able to do?
I guess right away, his confidence of coming into the game and being like, I'm going to be a game changer. And that wasn't like, I'm going to be the game changer shooting up a whole bunch of shots. It was, I'm going to get shit done on the defensive end. And that's what he did. Poking it away, getting that first steal, going down the other end, transition 2. Great.
Yeah.
Loved it. Then you had a transition 3. I think Malik found him.
He
You're like,
blocked CJ.
and then he's blocking CJ. Like, he's getting shit done on the defensive end, using his length, seeing the length there was one of those things where I was like, wait, rubbing my eyes. Wait, that guy's long and he's wearing a Kings jersey? He's a wing and he's wearing a
Good
Kings
size,
jersey?
playing with physicality.
Yes. And
Yeah.
like we already said, I knew I've seen him play. I knew what he was about, but it was different seeing him obviously with a new situation, a new role, a new team, but to present that and be impactful right away. The kind of love you're going to get in Sacramento if you can do that every single night, but then also what it made me feel with like the confidence of going to the bench, but especially when all else felt like it was lost. Amazing.
Yeah, he came into that game and it completely shifted. It was at the 3:20 mark. And actually, when he came into the game, it was 29-9. The Pelicans were up. The
Wow.
Kings were down 20 at the
Wow.
time. And instantly, when he comes in at that 3:20 mark, you mentioned it, the steal, hits a 3, blocks CJ,
Yes.
great on-ball pressure, playing with physicality. And then even offensively, just seeing him cut hard, right? Like, he's that
without the
perfect
ball.
bench player because like he knows his role. It's like, I'm going to go out there and do the things, all the dirty work. I'm going to cut hard and get the defense shifting. I'm going to be ready to shoot. Like it's just so impactful to have someone like that off your bench, especially with that type of size.
And on top of that, hope was restored because you think about how we were talking before this game, being like, oh, can't wait till Jonas Valančiūnas gets to play a game at Golden One Center, like the ovation he's going to get. Think about when Zach LaVine was announced as a starter in his first game at Golden One Center, and we were so excited for it. Well, the Kings were down. They're playing like crap, and Jake LaRavia and Jonas Valančiūnas check in. It was still like, you heard the clapping. It was good, but it wasn't what it could have been. But as soon as they contributed right away, it was people out of their seats,
Yep.
excited again. The boo birds slowly went away.
The lineup out there in that final 320 when it was 29-9 was Malik Monk,
Okay.
Keon Ellis, Jake LaRavia, Trey Lyles, and Jonas Valančiūnas.
Great work.
And when they left, when that first quarter was over, that final 320, the score was 31-24. And you're like, oh my God, like, okay, they're back in the game. And it was just playing hard defensively. It was sharing the ball and moving offensively. Literally played polar opposite of what the starters did. The much more talented group, the starting lineup that it was playing the majority of that first quarter, was really bad. And this bench unit was completely opposite. I loved what they brought.
Yeah. I Was anyone really expecting that from the bench unit? Like, I think from some of the individuals, from what we saw from JV, Jonas Valančiūnas the other night against Portland, even, like, he was willing to be confident right away, take his shots, do what he needed to do. Great. He brought joy. He brought energy. Great. But with Jake LaRavia, it's just sometimes getting acclimated. What is it going to feel like? Are you going to be passive? Are you going to be aggressive? What are you going to be? And it was just like, no, I'm just a hooper. Like, I'm just going to go out there and ball. And then what that did was not only give the rest of the second unit the inspiration or the mentality that they needed, but then it continued on the rest of the game to also give that back to the starting unit, especially starting in the third, even though I know we're not there yet.
Someone in our Discord, our guy Mr. Showtime in Discord,
Yeah.
loved Jake LaRavia pre-draft. Was hoping he was going to come to Sacramento, and apparently the Kings really liked him in that pre-draft process. Their analytics guys absolutely loved him, and so did like their basketball people. And usually when those two things merge together, it's like, oh, this guy's probably going to be good if we're both on the same page. His first couple of years in Memphis, he showed flashes, was banged up, was in great shape, and last year. And this offseason, he really focused on his body, getting into good shape, changing his eating habits. And you could see it's impacted his game in a very positive way this year. And to see what he did tonight, I loved it. And that's, if you bring that every night, dude, he played 12 minutes and listen to this. We are leading a Kings win tonight talking about Jake LaRavia because he had an impactful start to this game that changed it. I'd put this out in the middle of the game too. Wild night. Put Jake LaRavia in the rafters with C-Web, Lade, and Peja.
Like, for real. Like, it was after one play, I think you tweeted that out.
No, it wasn't. It was like, he had 7 points. So he ends this game, by the way, Morgan.
Yeah.
In his 12 minutes, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a steal, 2 blocks on 3 of 4 shooting, 1 of 2 from downtown. And after the game, I know we'll play the interview in a bit, but Sabonis was like, he won. He was the reason we won this game tonight.
Yeah. You asked him about Jake LaRavia, and he's the reason we won. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, for good reason that it, like, why he said that. You know, he made so many winning plays consistently out there within his 12 minutes, but it was truly how he started when he first stepped out there on the floor. They needed that spark. They needed that lift, and I wasn't expecting it from him, and it's not something that I guess you should rely on him every single night. But what I love is this gives Doug so many more options to go to. If someone's playing well, roll with it. F the other guys, roll with it.
Yeah. I mean, you say don't expect that every night. It's not like he had 25. You know what I mean? I think I expect that type of energy from Jake all the time. I think that's just his game. That's what he does.
I guess my point is, too, sometimes it's going to depend on how many minutes he gets, how many minutes he gets in the rotation, controlling what he can control. If he's getting 6 minutes because other guys are rolling or just sometimes coaches aren't locked in themselves. You know what I mean? And so, like, my point is like, yes, I want to see that every night, but at the same time, like, he's human too.
Can you turn off the fan, by the way? Now it's cold. Thanks. The fog's gone. Thank you, Morgan. You're closest. You know, what do you want me to get up and do it? Do you want me to get up and do it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's weird energy from Morgan. What's wrong?
Because I said yeah.
Yeah, you're saying it weird.
Oh, well, the chemicals are still, it's a little hazy still.
It's fine. Are you kidding me?
I put on a sweatshirt for this.
Cool. I don't have a sweatshirt. I'm not putting my suit jacket on.
It's okay. You don't have to. You look like a beaten down, what is it?
I look like a coach from like pre-COVID. Pre-COVID.
Yes.
I'm a coach pre-COVID.
Coach, how did your Kings do tonight?
A better looking JJ Redick. I mean, I don't know what you want to call me.
You look nothing like JJ.
Yeah, but everyone is like, I get compared to every like
white dude,
white guys.
Yeah.
You look just like him. You look just like Jake LaRavia. No, I don't. Why? Because
you look like a basic white dude. You do. It's not.
You know,
like
I actually had someone come up to me at the game and she goes, "You know what? You're so much better looking in person." And she goes, "I always think you're like kind of goofy. And I see you. You look really strong." And I was like, I started flexing like,
God, you really? Because I had someone come up to me and say, "You know what? Wow, the camera really does put on 10 pounds."
They said that tonight.
Not tonight, but I had it this season. Someone
that.
came up to me.
All
I was
right.
like, thanks. Where are you going, coach?
The next guy off the bench for a second. Jonas Valančiūnas. This guy has been a thorn in the side of the Kings for the last few years. Seeing every time he goes up against Sabonis, I'm like, we got to see this guy again. Even when the Wizards were in town, the Kings weren't doubling him because they didn't want to double him. So Valančiūnas was just going to work, and he was destroying the Kings. And then just how physical he plays. I am so glad he's on the Kings side now.
I know.
And now there is like a sense of relief that comes in. Like, I don't trip when Sabonis has to leave the game.
Same.
And what do you know tonight? I know Sabonis ended up fouling out. Would have been more. He fouled out again. But how nice is it that Sabonis plays 34 minutes and that you play Valančiūnas 13 minutes and 42 seconds and you were like, wow, they didn't completely fall apart. In fact, they were really good. He had 6 points. He had 5 rebounds, an assist. He also had a block in his minutes. And it wasn't just he had the block for sure, but he had a couple of awesome plays at the rim, protecting the rim with verticality. And honestly, some great plays on Zion where Zion still found a way to score because that guy is a freak. He dropped 40 points on the Kings tonight.
There was those plays when Zion was going to the basket and you and I are going, oh my God, great take. Oh my God. Like, how could you have played any better of defense, right? Or like it was great contest, great disruption from him. But also you look at his stat line and you go, those 4 for 4 free throws, he had some big ones at the end. But just being perfect from the free throw line and like getting it done. Doing what you needed to do. The instant impact that we already talked about with him in that second unit coming off the bench when the Kings needed it most. And it's so funny because I look at his stat line and LaRavia's stat line and I'm just like, it feels like they did even so much more than what is on there.
They were loud. They were loud in their minutes. You noticed them. You felt them. They made good defensive plays. Verticalities that is not a stat that shows up on the box score, right?
Yeah.
But Valančiūnas many times tonight. Even when you're scored, I don't care. Make life hard. Foul these guys hard. Impose your will. He boxes out well. He screens well. It's just such a bonus to. I mean, I'm talking to Morgan before the game. I'm like, this guy is one of the best backup centers in the league, and I know he's not perfect, but for the Kings team, that like for the I said this last podcast, you had Rashawn Holmes, you had Neemias Queta, you had Alex Len. You tried so many different guys. JaVale McGee. You can never find someone that fit with this team where there wasn't like a dramatic dip in play. And through the first 2 games, I'm like, this guy is like the perfect fit.
And it feels like the only way you were going to get a solid backup big here that was like, okay, I'm going to be playing behind Sabonis was through a trade because through free agency and so many other things, you're not going to see guys wanting to do that, knowing that Sabonis is going to be your starter playing out there 35 minutes a night, whatever it may be. And so for them to actually get this done, and it just, sometimes it sucks because I'm like, could they have gotten this done even sooner?
Oh, you know how many times I thought about like,
I know. I shouldn't even have said that.
You couldn't have traded for Valančiūnas in December.
Right?
Like
come on.
That's my one pet peeve with teams around the deadline. Is like, I know like the deadline is the deadline, right? But it's kind of like in school. You can't get the project done early. You can get your homework. I know it's due next Wednesday. You don't have to do it Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You could, if you got time, like let's do it. And what's challenging about the deadline, and I think you're seeing examples of, like, we're talking about the good with the 2 new acquisitions with LaRavia and Valančiūnas, but you're also seeing like the challenges of like implementing Levine with this group and what comes with that. And I think a lot of teams feel this way where you make these trades at the deadline and in everybody's mind, it's like, oh, you still got another half of the season. No, you've got 30 games after tonight, limited practice time. And you're trying to throw like, it's easier to fit in role players, I think, obviously. But when you fit in like guys that like need the rock or they're trying to learn things on the fly without practice time, it's a daunting task. So my point is, you can make these moves in December or January. Let's do that next time.
Yes, coach.
Yeah, thanks. So we talk about Valančiūnas, we talk about LaRavia. Let's give some love to the guy he's done it all year, but Keon Ellis and Doug Christie. Shout out to this guy tonight because we talked about this last podcast too, and on the post game. I never know how many people actually like listen to us after losses because people get weird. They don't want to listen to that. But one of the things we had discussed was, man, like down the stretch, Keon Ellis played 2 minutes in that fourth quarter against Portland.
Oh, yes.
You know, Sharp's cooking, Simons is cooking. I'm like, you could use someone like Keon Ellis. And tonight, dude, Doug Christie made some tough choices. And we said it's going to be hard. But Keon Ellis pretty much played the entire fourth quarter and honestly played majority of the third too. He ends up playing 32 minutes in this game. He was playing over Monk through stretches. And then they put Monk in. They took DeMar DeRozan out in a 5-point game with like a minute 06 to go. Actually, it was a 3-point game. Whatever. Late game situation, they take DeMar DeRozan out.
Yep.
And I don't know that DeMar was thrilled by it. Looking at him, he didn't look happy. But those are the choices you have to make. And it's like, screw like, oh, we have to play our stars because they're stars and they're all-stars.
They're going to be disgruntled.
No.
Like, we're
trying to win the game. So if tonight, the night is, we got to play Ellis more, you do it. And if one night is, we got to lean more into the offense, DeMar's going, this group's going, do that.
Yep.
I really appreciate that Doug did that tonight because it's not easy trying to juggle that. Keon plays 32 minutes. Malik plays 32 minutes. DeMar plays 32 minutes. How about that?
No, it's like, and I mean no disrespect by saying this, but it's like there's no Kevin Durant, there's no LeBron James on this team where it's like they're literally going to get you fired if they're not playing whatever it may be. Like you are on a team that has seen the playoffs once in how many years? You were on a team that just fired another head coach and is trying to figure out a flow after also trading away their franchise player. And so you have to find ways to win, not to make everyone happy. But also you have to play politics because that's also eventually going to be the thing that keeps your job. You have to find that balance of making people happy and getting the wins. But if you are getting the wins, you're also shutting people up and making sure that you can just like keep healing everyone in their mindset if you keep going in that direction. My point to this being is you got to make tough decisions sometimes. And that might have been a tough decision, but if you felt like it was the winning decision, you got to roll with it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when Doug pulled everyone out of the game. First thing I said to you, I was like, I do not see Mike Brown doing that this year.
Yeah, he let the stars cook for a while. It goes down to 24-9. Then 29-9. He literally had one starter out there. That was Malik Monk with Ellis, Jake LaRavia, Lyles, JV. I think Rich in the chat had an idea for a LaRavia song too.
Oh.
The Notorious B.I.G. song. Notorious. Here you go.
LaRavia.
LaRavia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to come up with a rap song. Are you a rapper or are you only a singer?
I'm only a singer.
You gotta work on your
Barely.
versatility a little bit.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I could probably do country. I hate country, but I could probably do country.
Okay.
I got LaRavia in my team now, and I can't wait to shoot the ball.
Bow, bow, bow.
Riding the horse on the court tonight, and riding the horse all night long. I'm gonna shoot the ball and dribble it too, steal it and pass it up. Is that sound country?
It sounds like someone who like doesn't know basketball and just looked up a whole bunch of basketball terms. Pass,
I sounded like AI chat GPT right there.
Yeah. You pass, dunk, and you swing the ball.
Swing the ball around the horn. Oh no, Jake LaRavia's gonna steal it now. Bow, bow, bow.
They call him Slow Dog. He's a slow dog. He plays real hard.
Slow dog, slow dog. That was like, I went into rock.
There's a little Chris Stapleton in there, huh?
Oh, I like it. That's the one country guy I like.
Kids, it's called improv. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Really
but you
bad.
Just go.
And you just let it be bad.
Yeah.
And? Yes, and?
Yes, and. Slaw Dog.
Is that going to catch on?
I mean, that's his nickname. That's what Grizzlies fans call him. Grizzlies people who watch your podcast explain the origins of Slaw Dog. From what I read, Steven Adams one time called him Coleslaw out of the blue. No one knows why.
Thing.
So then they started calling him Slaw Dog.
But with Kevin Huerter, did Red Velvet really catch on?
I mean, look, Red Velvet 48 win season, he was Red Velvet. After that, it was like Kevin Huerter.
Oh yeah, everyone's like ginger.
Gingers
Yeah.
are bad.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, you loved Red Velvet like 2 years ago. Let's calm down.
Let's see. Origins of Jake LaRavia Slaw Dog.
Oh, it's dog.
Yeah, DAWG. Of course it
Sorry,
is.
I didn't know if it was spelled like DOG dog.
Let's just Jake LaRavia Slaw Dog.
Jake LaRavia. I love that you're giving everyone the background of this.
Okay. No, just people calling him Slaw
Slaw
Dog.
dog.
Grizzlies fans love Slaw
I'm gonna
Dog.
miss old Slaw dog.
Yeah, see?
That's hilarious.
Dude, Slaw Dog, man.
Cute.
Yeah, the Slaw Dog was big tonight. We did talk a lot about the bench. We kind of skipped over Keon, though, for a second. Actually, I want to talk about Keon Ellis, because we talked about the decisions Doug making, like, making sure Keon was out there. And there's been so much talk about that. And because Keon's ability to be versatile, defend multiple positions, same as Keegan Murray. Doug was asked about before the game. He goes, we're trying to win games here, and those guys bring a level of versatility. So I'm not afraid to make the choices. Well, tonight he had those choices, and he made them. And I loved the energy that Keon brought. I mean, he 13 points. He was 4-6. He was 3 of 5 from downtown. He had 4 rebounds, 2 of those offensive rebounds, great crashes. He also had 3 steals, and we don't have the official deflection numbers, but I know that was high.
The way that he's playing so freely, like it's not even like, I'm not even gonna use the word confident. It's just, I belong.
Yeah.
It's just, I belong. I'm here. I'm an NBA player. I'm an NBA player that earned these minutes. I went this way, that way, and all these different ways on this NBA journey to get here. And I'm still humble. I'm still doing whatever I need to do. But now I'm adding even more, because with more and more experience, with more and more lessons, I am learning so much more. I don't know why I keep saying I'm like Keon Ellis, but you get my point.
I like it.
Thank you. It's so cool to see someone like him keep growing even through some of the adversity that he faced. Even with Mike Brown, like when Mike Brown didn't like mistakes that he was making and would bench him, I think Keon will be able to look back at that situation and be like, he learned so many different things, but also being able to get different type of coaching of love and empowerment from Doug in a different way. I think has been so special to his growth and what he's doing right now.
The defensive player of the game crown
goes
to our guy.
I love
our new
this guy.
favorite.
Yeah.
JV Jonas
Valančiūnas.
Dude, I thought he was awesome. I can't wait to learn how many verticalities he had tonight. Speaking of Valančiūnas, we did have a chance to catch up with him after the Kings win. You guys want to hear that conversation?
We do want to hear that.
I think you want to hear a little
conversation.
JV with Deuce and Mo post.
That was big time stuff, and look who we have in the hallway.
Ooh,
Big JV. Jonas Valančiūnas.
We're going to say it at the same time.
Oh man, we're feeling good. We're feeling good after this one.
Me too.
Your first experience on the home side of Golden One Center. What was that energy like tonight?
Energy, atmosphere is amazing. Playing here, having the goosebumps all game long. So, close game makes it more interesting. So it was a great win. We played with a lot of energy. They played good too. So it was a tough battle.
Jonas, you had a shot or a free throw there at the end, and then you looked over at your old team's bench, gave a little wink. What were you saying within that body language moment?
It's a lot of going on. I know those guys. I've been around. They're good people. So always good to get a win.
Well, you're part of a bench unit that was really productive, and the Kings bench this year has gone through struggles. That's in large part why they got someone like you and Jake LaRavia. What'd you make of what Jake was able to do out there in his Kings debut?
Just stepping on the court first day, he's here and producing was big. That shows that he's not afraid. He's confident. He knows what he's doing, and all of us, that being down and then coming back and winning the game is showing the character. So more of that.
In that third quarter, it really seemed like you guys were turning things around. And we asked Domas about it, and he was saying you guys were playing connected together. Was there something said in the locker room, or was just something different with you guys connecting on the floor?
I think when you have guys like that, you don't need to say it. We all feel it. We all know that we got to tighten up the screws and go there and then, flip the game. So we have experienced guys. We have guys who loves basketball and just don't need to say anything. We all know.
And how tough has it been, like, without practice time, right? You're trying to, like, acclimate to a new group. You're trying to learn the terminology. What's kind of the biggest challenge in just navigating through this during gameplay as opposed to having all that practice time?
Well, it was a lot of mental practice. You're not gonna run to the death on a practice court, but you gotta watch a lot of film, a lot of terminology, sets. I had tough 2 days, learning everything, but I'm here. I'm still learning. It's not gonna change overnight, but I'm here to learn.
And we're excited to have you here, JV. Excited that you got to light the beam. Good.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, I'm so glad to hear. No.
Yeah, and I was sick of seeing you with the Pelicans last year. Killed us last year.
Now we changed.
Yes, we love the change. Go enjoy this win with your team.
Okay. Thank you,
All
guys.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jonas.
There's big JV. I honestly,
I know.
I gotta be honest. I might grow a beard. Just to, like,
You
support him.
can't.
Yes, I can. I just haven't committed yet. You don't think I can grow a
Stringy
beard?
ass little beard? No, you can't grow a beard.
I'll do it to support that guy.
Then do it.
A lot of people in the chat mentioning that he looks a lot like Travis Kelce.
Again, the white dude with the beard and the
They
eyes.
legitimately look alike, but obviously Valančiūnas much more handsome, tougher.
Yeah. I mean, in like
Great accent. I love his accent.
and anyone that's going to wear a purple Kings jersey is obviously going to look better. So,
I don't like how many people like Gabe Morgan like LOL. Oh yeah, roast him about me having potentially a stringy beard. Like, do you guys support me? Like, you guys just jump me,
yeah,
man.
good as they
What
should.
the hell?
Team Mo. Honestly though,
Yeah.
love talking to him. Like just that energy. You asked him in the presser that they had the other day, just like the joy that he brings. And there's so many moments even in this game where he's like, yeah, just like getting excited after a play, going to the team.
We had a verticality, like, and the Kings are going in transition. He's got his arms like
Yeah.
way out, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I did that shit. He just has good vibes on the
He
bench
does.
too.
Yeah,
JV, dude.
I'm all in on JV.
Oh man, let's go.
Someone I think put in Blue Sky, like sign him for the rest of his career. And I'm like, yep, look at us.
Oh.
After one game of Jake LaRavia, rafters,
Big Slaw Dog
Slaw Dog in
and
the
JV. Yeah.
jersey in the rafters.
I will crush you.
No, don't.
No, not good. Okay.
It's
I'll work
no.
on it. We also talked to another Lithuanian, part of the Lithuanian tag team. What's their name? The Lithuanian tag team of Sabonis and JV.
I have nothing. The Lithuanian.
Someone said Lithuanian Legion. I don't know. We need something
Okay.
tough. What's a good nickname for the Lithuanian tag team?
Let's see what's like popular in Lithuania.
Sabonis and Valančiūnas. I think that's you go. I think they're actually in the Lithuanian national anthem.
Let's see. What is popular in?
The mountains. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. History. Okay.
You're. I'm gonna play our interview with Sabonis. now.
Okay.
Here's our chat with Domantas Sabonis after the game.
Side and Domas, we're talking about the journey of this game right now. You guys were down 20, up 18, close one down the stretch. How did you get this done?
It was just a roller coaster, but I'm just happy. Second unit was huge today. Without them, we wouldn't be back in the game. So we gotta applaud them. They did their job, and then we tried to come in and just finish the job.
You obviously added some talent at the trade deadline with Levine. We saw LaRavia tonight and your buddy Valančiūnas. You guys have had no practice time. You're trying to figure it out on the fly. What's been the challenge of trying to navigate your way through this, implementing some of the new pieces?
It's just hard because a lot of times, sometimes if you see us stuck on the court or it ain't really flowing, it's because a lot of guys don't know what we're doing, and it's fine, hopefully we get some days to get some practice in, and really get to know each other more.
Yeah, well, the third quarter, you had some of that flow, and it felt like you guys were also picking it up on that defensive end as well. What was working so well for you guys in that third quarter to get back in this one?
We were just more connected. Coach always wants us make them feel you, and I feel like we were just more into them, and we wanted it more.
I want to ask you about the newest King, Jake LaRavia. What did he bring in those minutes off the bench when you guys were down early?
He played amazing. He started that whole run. He's the reason we won tonight. Poise, high IQ player, can shoot it, can do everything. So we're so glad to have him.
Domas, congrats on a big win. Enjoy this one with your team. Appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There's Domantas Sabonis after the game, after the Kings win tonight. A couple of things he said. One, he said Jake LaRavia won us the game.
Yeah.
Which I think we made that clear.
Huge.
This has been the Jake LaRavia, Jonas Valančiūnas, Keon Ellis podcast tonight. But the other thing he was talking about how, the practice time that they have not had at all. The good news, I think they're going to get a little practice tomorrow, and they're scheduled, I think, to practice 2 on the road, which is good. And then they'll get probably 2 practices in post All-Star break before the season continues in that first game against Golden State. So they're going to get a little time here, but this group has had 0 practice time. They get a chance to watch some film, go through things, but it's tough. And it's not like all these teams kind of play a similar way. Like, for example, Levine in Chicago, they played an up-tempo system that took a lot of threes. They wanted to get up and down the floor, but the terminology is different. Someone put it to me like this. I say hello. You say hello in Russian. We're both saying hi. It's just different.
You have to
right?
figure out, yeah.
So when you say hello in Russian, what's hello in Russian? You don't know?
Well, could you give me a
What's hello in Spanish?
Hola.
Good job. It may take you a second to process. If you're hearing hola in the game and you have to do it in an intense situation, it may not be in your head. You don't have the reps. You didn't have a full training camp. You literally got traded. All the emotions that come with traded, moving your family. Hey, was my wife good?
Yeah.
Kid? Okay, all right. Just had a kid. We're moving here, blah, 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 blah. And then you're learning stuff literally in game action. And it's not smooth all the time. And for this Kings starting group, it has not been smooth. And that's what he was talking about is when you see us stuck and you see we're not moving, it's just we're trying to learn through, we're trying to work through this.
And there was a few times too when I was showing you, I was like, when guys were out there that have played together before, you would see, for example, Keon Ellis drive to the paint, and you'd see Trey Lyles relocate up, kind of just move with him, move with the ball. And then when Zach LaVine had the ball, just felt like everyone was standing still. And it's no, you guys, you could still, he's not attacking the paint and the basket every single time. You can still try and play freely and do what you need to do, even if it's different actions going on the weak side or whatever it may be. There's just got to be more. There's got to be more, and there will be.
And I think the biggest thing is you got to get the paint. I mean, I felt like they were not trying to attack the paint. It just felt like everyone was thinking it was your turn, my turn type stuff from the starters. Sabonis got some action early. He was the one that was getting stuff going early.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're like, oh my God. Not only are they missing shots, it seems like everything is just everything's stuck in the mud. That third quarter, what do you know? You get some stops. You start pushing the pace. You get the paint touches. You get the ball moving. Shots start falling. They had 45 points in the third quarter. Keegan, Malik, and Levine combined for 30. They each had 10 apiece in that third quarter. So it just felt like it felt so much better in that quarter. And of course, shots fall, it's going to.
Better.
But I thought even Levine's stint in the second was much better. He started to attack the paint more, especially against a team in the Pelicans that allow a lot of points in the paint, not a lot of rim protection there. And they just went at him. And I thought Levine got to his spots. And that really benefited the Kings. It was good to see them with that big third quarter. What was the biggest difference to you between that first stint and the third? And do you think they can build off of that?
You mean
with the starting group?
Oh, with this.
Did you notice the pressure in the paint? Were you noticing more ball movement?
I think where it started though too was all of that was happening, but they were also playing some better defense.
Yeah, they got stops and got out.
And that's it. And once they started getting stops and going downhill a little bit more, or forcing someone to miss a 3-point shot, they were getting the ball out and going. It wasn't just I felt like they understood how to capitalize on their pace and getting into the paint. And they were actually executing once they were getting downhill. And that can do so much for your energy, your confidence, how you're all flowing with the basketball and everything. And I felt like that was the biggest thing for that starting group.
Levine finished with 22 points. He was 7 of 14 shooting. He had 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He had 3 turnovers. 7 of 7 at the line, but 1 of 7 from 3 tonight.
I know.
Since he has joined the Kings,
Don't do this.
4 for 20.
We know it's a curse. Like
44%. Here's what Malik Monk had to say about Zach LaVine after the game.
You know, Zach obviously is a talent in this league, but now that you're a teammate, is there anything that kind of sticks out since he's been here that you may have
that motherfucker ain't hitting no threes like he do with everybody else.
Right.
God damn.
Something about being the king.
I don't know what it is. This shit broke right now. No, I'm just saying.
that's
I love Malik, dude.
hilarious. He's not hitting threes.
He said
Like,
that shit broke.
that's funny.
Yeah, Levine's, of course, comes. We joked about this. It's like this guy's shooting 44% from 3 this year coming to Sacramento. He's like 38, 39% for his career. He comes to Sacramento 4 of 20.
I can't explain it. I can't explain it because like some of these looks, even if they're difficult, they're looks he has been making, especially in this last year.
The one in the game he hit was on Zion. That was really nice.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
And that's what you can, it's there. It's so there. Just please start falling. Please start dropping.
Yeah, I thought he looked much more like himself in this game, which is good to see. And I even thought defensively, like, it wasn't pretty all the time, but
Athleticism comes through.
They will say he's better defensively than he gets credit for. And I felt like at times he was a little more physical. In that first quarter, I about lost my mind on him. And really the Kings as a whole, like helping off 3-point shooters. Like, I'm like, CJ McCollum is going to shoot a 3.
Yep.
I promise you, he's going to take 11, 13 of them in a game. And if you think in transition, you're just going to let him, like, you're going to play off of him, he's not. No.
He
like,
only
don't
had 6 tonight.
play the 3. Yeah, only 6. Get this. Since last year. Year. You know how many threes CJ McCollum has hit against Sacramento?
I do.
31 of 49. 31 of 49.
Are you sure? That's really
That's not.
Wow.
Coming in tonight, he was 25 of 38.
Yeah. Okay.
So 31 of 49. 63%. 63%.
He loves
and
it.
honestly, in that third quarter, when the Kings like came out okay, like to start, he missed a couple that were like wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Yes.
so like the Kings dodged some bullets tonight that
They
they
lucked
went
out.
cold. In the second half, the Pelicans were 3 of 16 from 3. And I got to tell you, out of the 16, I don't know how many, but it felt like maybe half of those were really good looks. And that's my concern is the 3-point defense as of late it's reverted back to what it was to start the year, and the closeouts have to be better.
That's why Doug Christie even talking about the closeouts before the game when he was asked about the 3-point shooting against the Kings, and just kind of talked about how they were running guys off the line so much, which was just allowing these line drives. And he's like that's not my mentality. That's not the way I do things. And the way I do things is making someone feel uncomfortable. And basically, like, if I'm out there and someone was knocking down all those threes, like, they're going to start feeling uncomfortable. And I think someone else just has to have that mentality. Like, even with CJ, it's like, no. At all times, he needs to feel uncomfortable.
You can't help off CJ McCollum.
Nope.
Like they helped off
No, sir.
Alvarado once, and I'm like, this guy's a 41% 3-point shooter. I understand, like, you want to like it was one play too. I think it might have been Jake LaRavia playing off a 3-point shooter, and to help on Zion. And I'm like, Valančiūnas is in the game. I'm gonna trust that Valančiūnas can like bump him
Do
a
as
little
much
bit.
as he needs to
Yeah,
do.
you're half-hearted, like you're half-assed, like I'm gonna kind of help off and do a dig down.
Or-
It's like,
yep.
to me, in those situations, you better be able to like come and like double fast and like prevent Zion from making the pass, maybe get a strip, or you need to be closer to your guy. And what Zion did is he kicked it out and they knocked down a three. So it's just those, they've done that a little too much with some of their looks where I don't care if the guy's 34% from three. Now, if the guy is like Misi, who is like not going to shoot threes, he's a rookie, sure, play off of him. But guys who shoot it and they're like 34, 35%, if they're wide open and they're in rhythm, I like their chances unless they are just a non-confident shooter. And so I understand all these teams label, and this is where the numbers sometimes fool you. They label these guys hot guys, not hot guys. Dude, for the Kings, they're all hot. Just like get ready to close out and don't let them get easy looks, is my opinion. And it's a balance. You don't want to run off guys and then all of a sudden it's a flyby and you're allowing a straight line drive. You got to close out with discipline and all that stuff. Can't allow clean looks. Someone like CJ McCollum, even when he's contested, he makes shots.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like he's underrated in this league.
Well,
he's like such a good offensive player.
But not only is he a good offensive player, do you guys remember the 2 times that he stripped DeMar, stripped
that was a good
Levine,
matchup for him.
Stripped Levine.
He stripped Levine too.
I mean, like my point is like he might not be the quickest out there, but he's such a smart player, and then what he can do on the offensive end and get you a bucket, a floater, a 3-pointer, like I mean, just sometimes remarkable out there. And you can just trust him. I definitely think he's underrated at times. And then Keegan Murray comes over and tries to swat that shit. I thought Keegan Murray did a good job tonight, really trying
had a good game
to disrupt so many different guys. And how many blocks did he finish with?
He had 3, and I think all 3 were on Zion.
Oh,
in that help position where like he was posting up Sabonis and Keegan would come and fly in there and help. And I thought like Keegan's defense was really good tonight. He ended up with 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 7 of 15 shooting, 2 of 8 from 3. He had a couple of frustrating Keegan moments where you're like, oh my God, just be aggressive and fucking go up with that ball.
There was one where he had that, like, it got swung around to him, pump fake. I think he got Trey Murphy going up off the line, and I was like, he could take the 3 here. And he decided to pump fake and go in, but there was like 2 big bodies in there, and he was like going to go in for a strong dunk. He was going to go in for a strong dunk, but it was soft.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? It was like you're not going to get through them like that.
You need to put that ball on the floor, put it down hard, and go and attack. But he also had a critical play late when Sabonis goes to the line, misses 2 free throws.
Yes.
He fights for the offensive rebound, put
And
back,
one.
and one. There's a big
Great
moment in
job
the
by
game.
Keegan.
So I thought Keegan was really strong in this game. Ended up playing 36 minutes in this game. It's cool to see like the minutes not being too crazy.
I know.
For sure. But what there was something else I was gonna say. We're talking about CJ. Zion in general, dude. I turned to you at one point in the first. I'm like, I think he's going for 50 tonight. He probably could have gone for 50. He finished with 40. He was 16 of 21, 8 of 11 at the line for Zion Williamson. I am just so amazed by a player his size doing what he does, and he's so crafty around the basket.
He can like finish with finesse around the basket.
He does, and he'll like go around a player. I'm like, how did you do that? You think there's good defense, and he finds a way to score. And of course, just physically, I feel bad for Sabonis at times where like Zion's lowering his shoulder into him, and like Sabonis picks up the foul. Going, I don't know, what am I supposed to do here?
There was a few. There was a few that I thought were like a little ridiculous, but then when the Kings started getting a few calls on the other end, I was like, okay, great, late in game. But for Zion, it's one of those styles of games where it's gonna not only be difficult to guard, but it's gonna be difficult to not get the call, right? Like he's a star player. He knows how to draw a foul, but he also knows how to make it look like someone else has illegal contact on him. So Zion knows how to do a lot of things great on the floor, and tonight he looked pretty damn amazing.
Just when that guy's healthy, it's scary. It's scary.
It is.
And I knew going into this game, those 3 players, Murphy, I was worried. I'm like, Murphy, Zion, and CJ. I'm like, the Kings are going to have to win with their offense. They end up scoring 123 points tonight, 47% shooting, only 26% from downtown. But how about the free throws? They got to the line, shot 33 free throws. They were 26 of 33 from the line. Not great. I thought another key stat in this one, fast break points, Sacramento had 28. In addition to that, 20 second chance points in this game. They had 20-4 advantage on second chance points. and out rebounded the Pelicans 51-39.
Love it. Love the bounce back.
A couple of super chats. We got one from Joe. Thank you. And one from Kevin Durant, who had a question, and both are related to the starting lineup. Kevin Durant says thoughts on DeMar coming off the bench, and Joe saying, should the starting lineup change? Love you guys.
Thank you guys.
I think with the starting lineup, I mean, we all see the same concerns, right? I think there's a very good case to be made that you put Keon in there and you move like DeMar or Malik to the bench. I think I want to see the next 3 games before the break. I think give it more of a sample size. You know, Levine played his 3rd game, but it's also like you're implementing Valančiūnas too. You haven't had practice. I want to see this group get some practice time, get some more games under their belt, and maybe you reevaluate at the All-Star break or a little after the All-Star break and just see. But it's legit. Like you can make a case like, all right, maybe you start with having 2 defenders out there with Keon and Keegan. I kind of would lean toward starting Malik and bringing DeMar off the bench. And look, we all know the challenges here. These players are prideful. If you're someone like DeMar DeRozan, you have literally started your entire career.
Yeah.
And you've been the primary offensive guy.
And you're going to be on the Sacramento Kings and not start, like all of those things. I remember even when there was a report out there after Mike Brown was fired, like Mike Brown actually wanted DeMar to come off the bench. What an idiot, blah, blah. And it's like, you're seeing how a roster is constructed. You're seeing where someone can dominate and everything. But I also understand too, when guys are at this point of their career, when it's hard to change that mindset and actually be like, no, especially on this type of roster. So I understand all of the angles that go into this.
But I want to see a little more time and some practice with this group because I think they can still be. Now they still have the same deficiencies, right? And I think defensively, and I think Doug is going to have to, kind of do what he did tonight, which is make sure to get Keon in there and make sure Keon is playing some significant minutes because he is very impactful defensively. But, that starting group was part of a group that was very effective in that 3rd quarter as well. But it's definitely something worth monitoring. And guess what? We'll continue to monitor it. We got more to talk about with tonight's game. A couple of other topics. Look at my full list of other topics I want to hit to.
Other topics.
So we got to get to that. Morgan's pointing to the sponsors as if I wasn't going there. It's crazy. The biggest thing you could do is hit the thumbs up and subscribe. What? I was just saying we got more to talk about. We got this to talk about.
That was just like a teammate being like,
I've seen you point to it 4 times.
I haven't pointed to it 4 times.
1.
Hey.
It's 1 technical on you tonight. Joseph real fast in his chat says, come on, Deuce, more time? ? Yeah, Joseph, just my opinion on the starting lineup. I would want, I don't know. I just made the case. My view of it doesn't mean I'm right. Is this team hasn't had a practice together yet. It's more than 3 games. Here, let me put it like this. If this was the start of the NBA season, okay, and this group had played 3 games together, would you be saying change the starting lineup? You know what I mean? Like that's a whole training camp. That's preseason. There's all that, right? This is like worse. You don't have training camp. You don't have practices. So my point is like, give them these next few games and see what it looks like. See if it's better. Hell, there's already adjustments made. Like we talked about, Doug went to Keon a lot in the 4th quarter, taking Malik out, taking DeMar out. We saw different stuff. So as long as he's not afraid to make those tweaks, I think it's fine.
Someone just told me I should coach's challenge on the tee that you gave me.
No.
Coach's
No, we don't get a challenge technicals. So, no, sorry.
That is a rule, so.
We should mention that tonight's podcast is presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. Ugh. Cheers to them. Big Kings fans. They make great wine.
Great wine.
SentivoVineyards.com is a place to go. But I'm sure they're happy tonight after a Kings win, huh?
Yeah, huge Kings fans and just the best family. Sandy, Cindy, Jimmy, and of course the Queen, Helen. And we love partnering with people that we obviously love. But we also love partnering with just such great products. And so, like we said, you can go to SentivoVineyards.com. You can check out all their wines. You can become a member. They also have a new tasting room that is opening in spring 2025 in the Fairfield area. I cannot wait. There's so many perks, too, to being a member. So make sure to go to SentivoVineyards.com and check them out today.
Also presented by our friends over at Golden One Credit Union. We're all one, baby, with Golden One. And how about the perks? If you're a Golden One member, you can join for up to 50% off Kings home games, 15% off merch, and you never know. You go to a game, flash that Golden One card. When they ask you to, you could get seat upgrades galore.
Yeah.
Oh, it pays to be a Golden One member.
15% off merch at the King store.
What?
I mean, there's so many different perks. So make sure you try and just start that new financial journey today. You can scan that QR code that was right there on the screen. Oh, it's there again. It seriously is a great idea to be a Golden One Credit Union member.
Golden One Credit Union, the official credit union of the Sacramento Kings. Also presented tonight by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. We are thrilled to team up with Medic Ambulance, the trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. For over 45 years, Medic Ambulance has set the standard in emergency medical services, combining cutting-edge technology, award-winning service, and a deep commitment to community care. Medic is the official emergency medical response partner of Sac Republic and Sac State Athletics. Singers up. Learn more at medicambulance.net. Anytime you see the Medic Ambulance goes, yeah, they're like all these different events. And if you, ever need them, you know where to go.
Appreciate everyone's support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. If you've not done it yet, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. An awesome crowd on a Saturday night. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Sickos.
So much. The basketball sickos around the world. Okay. 1,100 people here, and there's less than 400 thumbs up.
Oh my God. I did not know where you were going. Tee up. Dramatic.
No. The thumbs up, all it does is help us. It doesn't make me feel good. Just hit it. So more people can be aware of the podcast.
I mean, it is true.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks. Oh, they're going up.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for
Thank you.
just hitting that.
Tanner says Iguodala started every game of his career, completely changed his trajectory when he came off the bench for Golden State. Obviously, different players, but very similar in terms of career stages. Yeah, it's a fair point. And I'm not saying it can't happen. I mean, I'm not against it. I just think it's a little unfair to rush to judgment completely on this starting group being like a disaster based on 3 games together, right? And no practice time. Now, the concerns are the same concerns we have talked about since the trade for Levine was made. It's like, okay, you've got Monk, Levine, and DeRozan, and a rim protector is Sabonis. Like, that's going to be challenging defensively. So you have to think about those things and really analyze it. But yeah, I mean, it's something to watch, no doubt.
Tough decisions ahead.
Yep. Okay, what else from this game did I want to hit on, Morgan, or did you want to hit on?
I mentioned Keegan. I feel like one of the only other people we really didn't talk about, but we talked about defensively against Zion, was Domas Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he finished this game also with a black eye.
He always gets fucked up, man.
Yeah, like that was super sad to see. But for him, just his 27 points. He fouled out with those 6 fouls, but lucky enough that it happened toward the end of the game. And I say lucky enough, you still had Jonas Valančiūnas coming in after him. And just that feeling of like, oh my God, not everything's over. It's the same thing that with the Kings roster before with just De'Aaron and Domas. If one of them weren't on the floor, it felt like things were not going to be executed enough, I guess you could say. Like the confidence on the floor shifts when and if both those guys, something is wrong, fouled out or injured, the identity, whatever it may be. I know DeMar can get you a bucket in those times still, but it just felt different. And now I'm just feeling better and better with how the roster is being constructed, with more depth, more people that can actually step up and aren't a liability out there. Like, think about Devin Carter not playing tonight. All the times that he was getting shoved out there and it just felt like, okay, you're doing a few things, but it's not enough. You still look young. And so it's nice to see some established guys out there being able to get some things done.
Going back to Sabonis for a second. Yeah, 27 points. He should have had 30. He missed free throws tonight, 6 of 10.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed with him being aggressive offensively. And I think especially as this group is still trying to learn each other, like he can't afford to like sit back and have a game where he doesn't get a lot of looks, like get him the rock, be aggressive, look for yours. So he only had 2 assists in this game. Obviously, when things are really rolling, when they get shit down, that number's a little higher, 5, 6. But you also have other guys that are handling, right? Levine, Monk, DeRozan. It was good to see him pick up the scoring pace tonight because they needed it. So
yeah. So that was my other guy. I got to.
The other thing is the assist numbers still aren't great, like 24 assists. I think
got to learn each other.
Doug is happier with the 3-point attempts. He wants them taking 45. They got the 41. But 24 assists, 18 turnovers, and some of the turnovers are still like, oh my goodness, are you guys locked in?
They'll learn.
It's quicker decisions, and I'm curious what they look like going forward.
Well, what about one of the ones you and I were sitting up at the NBC booth, and it was like someone pushed up the floor, then Keon cross court to, was it Zach LaVine maybe? And then Levine got it to Sabonis down low in transition.
Oh my God, that was a nice defense play. It was like yeah, exactly. Cross to the corner to Levine touch pass right into Sabonis. That was sweet. That was really sweet.
And like that moment, I was like, yes, like these things I feel like are going to come together more and more as we see this team just kind of build and connect on the floor.
Next up for the Sacramento Kings, before the All-Star break, they've got 3 games on the road.
Okay.
And guess what? They play the Pelicans 2 more times.
Yes.
It's just insane. But first up, it's the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs and the Pelicans, back-to-back games. So those are the final 3 games before the road trip. Dallas, obviously a much different team. I watched their game today against the Houston Rockets. They got a win, and it was Anthony Davis's debut. Literal protests outside, increased security. Nico Harrison, the GM of the team, has received death threats following the Luka Doncic trade. Like, people are really, really upset about things. Then the Mavs played a game. Anthony Davis making his debut today, and how about the loud debut he had? He had 14 points in the first quarter. But check this shit out. At the half, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, 69% shooting. Guy was hitting threes. His first play of the game, they gave it to him in the post. He gets doubled. He throws a lob to Gafford for the jam. Dallas as a team today against the Houston Rockets had 18 blocks.
18
blocks as a team. Gafford had 6 of those. Now,
rim protection to the max.
Anthony Davis in the game, his final numbers, he left the game, which was like, it was almost like peak Anthony Davis, where it's like monster start, explosive start. He ends up with 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks. He played 31 minutes in this game. He left the game. It was weird. There's non-contact. It looked like, I'm like, oh, did he get hit downstairs? Oh, he felt a pain. He said after the game, there was like a pain in his leg, and he's still coming off the ab issue he was having, like the strain.
Yeah.
But he said it's nothing serious. Who knows if he's going to be good to go, or if the Mavs are going to be cautious with this.
Well,
but if he's playing, let me just tell you, Anthony Davis came out, and I was so impressed with the fire he played with. And I guarantee you, partly, it's like everyone's talking about Luka, maybe shitting on this guy a lot. And he's like, no. When I am healthy, I am more than just a defensive guy. I am a top 10 NBA player. And today, when he played out there, he looked like a top 10 guy.
well, him coming out the way that he came out, and they got the win, and he still played the 3rd most amount of minutes on the Mavs roster, right? So even leaving the game in that fashion, it's like he played a lot of this game. I always think about this trade too, and you think about all these people so mad about Luka, and how many teams around the league would be so happy to get Anthony Davis in a trade.
But I
know.
It's Luka, though.
I'm just laughing at again, not that. I'm just laughing at the concept of it, right? Like when you just like take a step back and you're like, holy shit, so many people would. And I felt like even when this trade went down for Dallas, I was like, that sucks, but also that's going to be fun.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. And I think everyone, well, I don't know everyone. I know when we went on after the trade, we were like, holy shit, they traded a generational guy who's 25.
Yep.
But in the short term, I think they're going to be really good.
Yep.
And they do have a chance to be really good. Max
do.
Christie, the other guy they got in the trade, had 23 points off the bench today.
Wow.
But I think what impresses me, one,
Damn.
they get to play Anthony Davis at the 4, and he's more comfortable there. They have a 5 in Gafford, who is a great shot blocker, rim protector, lob threat. So to have that type of size up front, but they have length everywhere. You know, you got PJ Washington is super long. He had 3 blocks in this game. You got AD, you got Gafford. Exum is long. You know, Max Christie's got good length. You got Najee Marshall, who plays like a dog out there. Like, I think defensively, it's going to be daunting for a lot of teams to go up against them. And I thought they did a great job. They held the Houston Rockets to 40% shooting. They were just 8 of 28.
They got 53 points off their bench. The Mavs did.
Dude.
I mean, like, even that alone, when you think about their starting crew, it's impressive to see. And so, yeah, the addition of Anthony Davis,
Well, and
short
something,
term.
what I'm curious about too is, so today the Rockets up front, they started, Jabari Smith still out, so they started Tari Eason and Şengün up front to go up against AD and Gafford.
Okay.
In the second half, Udoka started Steven Adams with
Needed more size.
Şengün to go up against AD and Gafford, and so you do wonder if Christie pulls that, if AD goes, like, because the matchups aren't great, right?
I see.
But I don't know that you would have to, because I think you could put like Keegan on. Oh my God, the matchups are so tough.
I know. Well, and this is something we talked about,
Yeah.
though. Even when Jonas Valančiūnas came, I said there could be a matchup this season where you got 2 bigs going at it, because that's just what you need to do against some of these teams that have those 2 bigs out there, and the
Yep.
Kings aren't the biggest starting lineup. Who knows what they'll do?
I don't think they'll start that, but I would not
Yeah.
be surprised if it was problematic if they like threw that
See
in
them
there.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because AD, it's just like, I don't know who the great matchup is. I mean, I guess you could just put Sabonis on him because they've battled each other before, and who do you put on Gafford? Maybe you put DeRozan on him. I mean, it's not. I know he's got the size, but Gafford's not like he's like a lob threat.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta, and because I think you'd probably throw Keegan at times on Kyrie.
Sure.
Levine's chasing around. I don't know. The matchups aren't great, dude. It's
No,
just not
it's
great.
not.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a tough game.
Oof.
It's gonna be a.
It's a really tough game.
It's gonna
'cause
be
they-
a
yeah,
tough game for a
yeah.
lot of teams.
Yeah, and then you got the Pelicans 2 times after that. But I was really impressed with Dallas today, and I think they're going to be really, really good. A couple other notes around the league. The Lakers today, without LeBron and Luka not making his debut. This story is pretty crazy. ESPN, ABC flexed out this Suns Jazz game on Friday night. That ended up going to overtime. And I get it. They went, okay, it sounds like Luka's going to play, make his debut in LA. We're going to put that game on national TV against the Pacers. Awesome. Well, you find out Luka's not playing, and then LeBron misses the game. Why did LeBron miss the game?
Why?
I don't know, man. There's a part of me that's like, is it because he's going to the Super Bowl? Is that is he in New Orleans? If he's
Why would he need to miss it? He was there though.
he was
at the game.
That's a good point. He was at the
Yeah.
game. You're right.
So,
My
like,
bad.
Come on.
Sorry, my bad.
Boo.
That's
Next
it.
theory.
Okay, that was my
Yeah,
tinfoil hat Alex Jones moment.
I'm like, wait, he can shower quick, dude.
That's a good point. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. He was there. Anyway, so they put this game on national TV. LeBron doesn't play and Luka doesn't play.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Austin Reeves. Did you see what he did tonight?
What did he do?
How many points do you think Austin Reeves had?
Okay. Yeah, I have
If
no
you had to
idea.
guess.
So, well, now I'm thinking 40.
That's cute. Yeah, cute. 45.
Whoa! What the shit?
Austin Reeves today in LA had 45 points in a Lakers 124-117 win. Also, happy 3-year anniversary to the Halliburton Sabonis trade.
Happy 3 years. Congratulations.
Halliburton did turn it on late after having a couple of rough games in a row. He had 19 points on 7 of 15, 4 of 9. He also had 9 assists in the game. Sabonis, a little better of a game if you ask me, huh? Can I go back to AD for a second?
Yes.
There's a part of me that hopes he takes his time, sit out, and miss the All-Star game, and hopefully Sabonis gets named an All-Star.
Oh, love that idea. Yeah. Wouldn't that just be dandy?
Yeah. Yep.
I love that. Yeah. Well, fun day in the NBA then.
Yeah.
Wait, did you? So okay, you did finish the ESPN Flex it, but go back to the other game though that they flex.
Oh, I did. I mean, it was Utah Phoenix and went to overtime. It was a good game, but who cares? No one's. I understand the gamble. If you had Luka's first game on national TV and LeBron playing, it's awesome. But then both don't play. It's like, oh my god, that sucks for them.
Shit.
Other topics I had. Oh, this is just more about me and how I act as a fan.
Okay.
I will forever like De'Aaron Fox. I've made that clear on podcasts. We've talked a lot about him. I'm not diving into it. But
what's the but?
The but is any former King that's not on the Kings anymore.
Oh yeah.
At least when the move is first made, I don't want you to do well. I don't. Because I'm loyal to Sacramento. Yeah. Love you, Foxy.
Andy's good.
Love you,
and he's going to be fine. So that's why it's like, no. Like, you're going to have a great career. You might even end up winning a championship with a generational player in Victor Wembanyama. I'm good with you having a few bad ones.
So last night I was watching I watched the entire Hornets Spurs game.
Uh-huh.
Man, I was like, wait, do I have a Hornets jersey on? I've never rooted for a team, an opposing team so hard. As I was like, get Melo back in the game, coach. What are we doing?
Give Melo the ball. Oh, but that one ended scary.
Yeah, De'Aaron put him up with 7 seconds to go. And then a defensive breakdown leads to a Bridges 3. LaMelo, a dime to the corner, Bridges 3 ball. And then you had Fox at the end. There's 1.4 left. Fires off a 3. Goes in.
Buries it.
But it was clear the red light was on. I'm like, why am I this excited right now for the Hornets?
The Hornets one.
I'm like, let's go.
Well, you want to know why?
I almost went live with Fog. I was, can you believe it? Our Hornets. Who's our player of the game tonight?
LaMelo.
LaMelo. Oh, I don't know, man.
No, you can't make it the other one.
I wasn't gonna go with him.
Okay, good. But yeah,
I was going Diabate. Dude, Diabate really got into Victor in that game. 9 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. Stingers up.
De'Aaron's that shot he had to put them up before the Bridges 3 in the corner. It was like that moment. It was just such a tough shot. Yep. And it was just like, yep, that's what he does. But then when he came down and hit that 3, I was like, I cannot see a Fox game winner right now when the Kings just keep losing.
No, it would have been the worst.
It was just painful.
Yep.
And so I was so glad.
I'm just being honest. I am petty during this time, and you're right.
I mean, we're
any crazy
basketball
success
fans.
He can't be hitting game winners for a couple of years. That's kind of my thing. I don't want to see that. And so anyway, tonight
for a couple of years.
So tonight, of course, I'm at the Kings game, and there's no players warming up. I'm there early, and so I'm watching Orlando, San Antonio on my phone because they're playing second night back to back. I'm like, all right, let's lock in. Dude, Harrison Barnes comes out and hits his first 5 threes. He's 5 of 5. I'm like, all right, is this really happening?
Sicko.
Anyway, it looked like the Spurs were going to run away with it. Then I had stuff to do. I was working, and I check in. I'm like, oh my God, Orlando won 112 to 111. How'd Fox do? 9 points, 9 assists, 3 of 11 shooting for Fox. And De'Aaron, he had 5 turnovers in the game.
He's still getting acclimated.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying anything about. I'm just saying this is how I act as a person at post trade. This is how I like.
It's a breakup thing, though. It's like everyone loves seeing their ex not do well after a breakup.
Oh my God! If you see your ex and you're like, God, that guy's he might be better looking than me.
And then you realize,
or then you see and you're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. That was just a good photo.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at.
It's understandable.
Ben Simmons got bought out by the Nets. He elects to sign with the LA Clippers.
Oh, that did go down. Okay.
Yes. So good move for him.
Good move for them.
We didn't even talk about the big Lakers news of the day.
Oh, yeah.
the Mark Williams Dalton Connect trade got rescinded.
Wild.
You don't see this happen very often in the NBA. I mean, I'm sure there are examples that I'm missing off the top of my head. One of the ones I remember years ago, go back to 2005, 2006, Sharif Abdur-Rahim agreed to a deal with the New Jersey Nets. And he signed a deal, agreed to the deal or whatever. And then they rescinded the deal. He failed a physical. So, you know who decided to sign him instead? The Kings. And then he played 1 year and then became like a coach. It's like, yeah, because his knee was done. And we still signed him. Like, the Nets were like, hey, his knee's not good. The Kings go, all right, come here, Sharif. Sign you today. I like him. I mean, I love Sharif as a player back in the day, but like, he was like done at that point. Well, team player was like, dude, the medicals on this, not good. Kings go, we'll give you 5 and 30 or something, whatever they gave him at the time. What'd they give Sharif? Sharif signs with Kings. Not Sharif O'Neal. That was Trent. Can you believe? That's so funny. I forgot the Kings signed Sharif O'Neal.
2005.
It was 2005. What was the deal, though, man?
Played 30 of 72 games, I think it said.
Yeah, he didn't play a lot.
Okay.
He's also now the commissioner of the G League, president of the G League. I can't find what he signed for. I think it was like maybe 5 and 30. Sharif Abdur-Rahim. This is Sharif Abdur-Rahim, 5 years, 30.
I love that. That's how you type it.
Million?
$1 million?
Whatever, dude.
Okay.
Whatever. But anyway, and that's rescinded it. Anyway, so dude, this is so weird because I'm thinking about this. I don't remember many trades like this at the deadline getting rescinded. And so you're going, oh my God. So Mark Williams has to go back to the Hornets. Dalton Connect has to come back.
Weird.
So the Lakers now have those picks back.
Yeah.
But they also don't get a big man. The Hornets put out a statement tonight. Because, like, this is kind of awkward.
We're excited to welcome Mark back.
Yeah, they said, we are excited to welcome Mark back to our Hornets organization. After the other team. Oh, wow. They won't even say the name, dude. They won't even say the Lakers' name.
The disrespect.
After the other team aggressively pursued Mark. By the way, it made it sound like, after they aggressively came after him, we made the difficult decision to move him. We have always held great respect for Mark's talent, work ethic, and character. We are thrilled to see him rejoin our roster as a dynamic presence at the starting center position. His return strengthens our team, and we look forward to the impact he will make on and off the court. It's a tough thing to be in all seriousness. You just traded the guy, and like now he comes back to you, like, hey, welcome back. We believe in you. Come back. It's just tough. I know it's the business, but man.
That is so, and what an awkward.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's the end of the day. You just go, it's the business. It's the business.
What's interesting though, and this is where the story takes another twist, Morgan.
Oh, I love twists.
Our friend, our buddy, Jared Greenberg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He did a report on this on TNT. Okay. And then about Mark Williams. And then he put out a statement after saying, hey, NBA World, I issued a report last night from a reliable source on Mark Williams being limited in the weight room due to an issue with his back. I've since found out that report was inaccurate. I have the highest of standards and apologize for any info that was disseminated incorrectly.
He wasn't incorrect.
Well, it's a little unclear at this point if he was incorrect or not, because Shams said the deal was rescinded, but it was not because of his back. Mark Williams' physical with the Lakers showed multiple issues, and the team failed him on the exam. The physical was not failed due to his back. The guy has people are saying back issue, but they say multiple issues. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy?
I mean, the fact that other things were that bad, then okay, just because Jared Greenberg didn't have the correct body part, it's like, I mean, that was the only incorrect thing that he had. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, his report was correct. But that was nice of him to still put out something.
But anyway, that's a wild story. And you just have to wonder, for the players involved, Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, and Mark Williams, what do you think that's like when Dalton Connect comes back to the Lakers? Or is he excited? Or is it what are the feelings?
Awkward.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just hey, it's the business. You got to be a pro. But, and he's a rookie, so he's just got to roll through the punches. But at the same time, hey, I'm breaking up with you. No way. You're all I got.
Yeah, no, it's not you. It was, it was a good deal. It was nothing against you. It was like they called and it was like, oh, okay, we'll do it. You know what I mean?
I almost put you in the Luka trade, but
I mean, we thought that highly of you that we were willing to give you up. Like you were that valuable. Also in the chat, someone mentioning Aaron Wiggins saved basketball. Okay, I know this is so weird, but that's a thing Oklahoma City fans say all the time.
yeah.
And I'm not. I just want to know what the origins are of it. I feel so stupid, but they're like Aaron Wiggins 8 threes tonight, saved basketball, and they were saying the same thing after he dominated Kings. Where did that come from? Because I see it all the time and I love it. Anyway, Aaron Wiggins, yeah, he killed the Kings with 40 in that game a couple weeks ago. Tonight against Memphis in a 125-112 win, he had 26 points, 11 rebounds
In the starting lineup.
8 of 13 from 3. Yeah, Chet is back. He did not play tonight though.
Okay.
And second I have a back-to-back. But OKC now 42-9. 42-9 after handling Memphis. And by the way, Memphis clearly not the same they haven't won since Jack LaRavia was traded.
Jack
And Jake. Jack's his brother. I didn't know.
Weird if they named
Jack was in the G League, and I don't want to get into it.
You know
right
what's
now.
funny? I think you're actually doing Zach and Jake together.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing.
Because the other day I said Zach LaRavia when he first came to the Kings. I was like, what? Jake. Yeah, I mean, that's such a stupid analysis you just had, though. But yes, the Memphis Grizzlies, not so good without Jake LaRavia. Tough blow.
Yeah, it's just not the same. And it shouldn't be a surprise either. Jimmy Butler, first game with the Golden State Warriors. Get this, Morgan. Golden State rallied back from 25 down.
What? Those jerks.
Yep. How about this? The biggest lead for Chicago, 24. I'm sorry, they were 24 down.
Okay.
They rallied from 24 down. The biggest lead for the Warriors, 25. Wow. Steph Curry had 34. Finally has some help. Jimmy Butler in his debut, 25 points, 7 of 12 shooting, 11 of 13 at the line for Jimmy Butler.
Draymond.
They started Curry, Buddy Hield, Quentin Post. Shout out Santa Cruz Warriors. Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler.
Wow.
Pajemski had 16 off the bench. Kevin Huerter in his debut with the Bulls, 4 points on 1 of 7, 1 of 4 from downtown. The Kings fans were not happy with Kevin Huerter for something he said yesterday.
What'd he say?
I didn't think it was that big of a deal, to be honest. I think it was kind of a fair thing, but he had a quote saying Sacramento was a little up and down. I didn't really get much opportunity there the last couple of months. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
The flow and rhythm of the game, I think it was very choppy the past year plus in Sacramento.
Fair.
It's quite true.
Yeah.
The fact that we're going to play up and down here, the ball is going to move side to side. No one's really going to dominate the ball, and we're not going to run the same action over and over again. It feels like a place that should be a better fit in.
I take zero offense.
I feel like there's something to that.
But
I
you
think,
know what he's saying.
I think the year one, think about it, the Kings, like it was
Free flowing.
It was. You had Fox as like the dominant ball handler, and then 4 guys around him that were willing passers. The ball was moving, all that stuff. But I think what the issue was with that comment from Huerter was like, okay, but like you also had wide open looks that you missed too. So I think some people are like, yeah, but dude, you could have helped that by knocking down some of your wide open looks. It wasn't just because of the system. The system got you looks and you missed shots.
100%. But also, like, when you're frustrated with your own game too, like I'm sure he's held himself accountable and has reflected during the struggles and the adversity, but he's also just like he's also blaming the system that Mike Brown had in place. And guess what? That's fine. Like, feel that way, but like just be better. And I take zero offense to that.
He's a good guy too.
He really is.
I think he is a great example of someone needing a change of scenery.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, even if I don't necessarily agree with his assessment because it's like, yes, your looks and shots that weren't going in as well, but at the same time, like I am excited for him to have that new situation.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to get to on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I write this list sometimes because if we don't hit the NBA topics I want to hit on, can we give some Hubie Brown love tonight?
Tomorrow's Hubie Day for me.
Hubie Day. I mean, it's Super Bowl day.
No, it's Hubie Day. I
Hubie
really don't
Brown,
care about the Super Bowl.
What a sweet man. What a sweet soul. 91 years old, and he's retiring after being an announcer for a long time. Just you think about him being around basketball forever.
Forever.
I played a clip earlier for Morgan. Should I play it here? It's like super sweet.
You can if you want. What?
Just such a weird response.
Well, because it's like I'm fine just talking about him too, but like if you found it,
But it
yes.
was so sweet.
That's why I wasn't saying no. Okay. But while you look for it, Hubie Brown for me, I think I always look up to someone like Doris Burke, obviously, right? A color analyst that knows how to break down the game. You can play it in a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
What?
I was just getting it ready, bro. You're playing a certain. Hold on. I was literally just
No. Replay the tape.
No. I'm going to tell you right now,
you just did.
The chat is going to have my back on this. They don't have my back a lot. They have my back on this.
I dare. Hey, chat. I dare you to have his back on this. Did I sound like that? I was just being nice. Anyway, because I can't read your mind. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, I look up to Doris Burke as a color analyst in so many different ways. Obviously, being a woman in this business, breaking down the game, analyzing that role, all the different things, her delivery, her cadence, whatever. With Hubie Brown, I think about someone like him and just his love for not only the game, but the art form of being a color analyst and just respecting how important it is to execute that in so many different ways of knowing the game, knowing how to deliver during a game, and celebrating the game in so many different ways. And so, yes, I'm super obviously happy for him that he got the career that he got.
The passion for the game.
Yes.
And
yes.
You think he needed to do this into his 90s? He loves the game and he loves being around, and he was elite at doing it, So he's the best. This was a quick story he told to Mad Dog Chris Russo on Sirius XM just about like the last year of his life and just reflecting on his journey, which it's like 2 minutes, but it's worth it.
Let me hear.
I lost my 57-year-old youngest daughter 2 years ago. And my wife had dementia, and she passed away after 5 years in early June. And then my son, who was 54 years old, passed away with a heart attack in November. Grieving makes you grow up. Grieving on a daily basis when you're the only person in the house. The memories, the facts that you learn about that your wife only moved 8 times. And she had four children, and she put them all through colleges, one with a doctorate's degree in epidemiology. She never complained about the new house, the new church, the new neighborhood, the new schools for kids. She just made it all happen. And every day I appreciate her more because I never could have gotten to where I got without her, because she would always say the same thing. When we went from high school to college, and then to the pros, she would always say the same thing. Let's give it a try. She never once said no, dog. I was fortunate to be married to an incredible woman, 63 years, had a beautiful family. We're just running a tough period of time right now. But every day you wake up and you realize the sacrifices that she made, from her career to being a mom, getting 4 kids through college, and all the moves, and then all of the aggravation of coaching at every level when things weren't going well. She was able to keep us going. So I'd just like to say one thing. She was the heart and soul of our family, and I can't thank her enough on a daily basis. Thank you.
Such a sweet tribute. and the pain that he's had to like suffer over the last year. But just as he was reflecting on his career, that's what he wanted to hit on, and it's powerful.
It is. And you just think about the partnership that he did have within his relationship. I always think about that I've told Deuce this too, when you look at a lot of these, especially older broadcasters, a lot of men, it's male dominated. And I always tell him, I'm like, man, like all of these guys have usually someone at home that is helping them through their dream, their process, and everything else. And, you know, I also think about for a lot of the women in this business. And I think so much is put on their shoulders at home while still trying to live out their dream in so many things. And some end up even having that partner that can take on more. But hearing that from Hubie and like hearing that respect and that love within that little tribute there was really sweet.
Yeah, and this business, especially what he was doing as a coach, right? The grind of like climbing the ranks, being an NBA coach, and everything that comes with it, and even the broadcasting side. You know, it's competitive, and you're gone on holidays and weekends, and broadcasting on Christmas, and you're coaching on all the holidays. You're missing a lot of things, and it's not easy. So for him to have a partner that was so special to him, it was just cool. I just heard that, and I this is like the third time I've listened to it, and I'm just like, I love that man. 91 years old, calling his final NBA game tomorrow, and I'm honestly I'm happy that he's made the choice that he wants to do it for sure. But selfishly, I'm just like,
because he's still so good.
He is so good.
Like that's what's wild about it.
You hear these old broadcasters, you're like, legend, but like,
yeah, ready for you, like whenever you want to, like end on a high note, on a high note. Hubie's ending on a high note and at an old age.
When I say that too about some of these older broadcasters, like in the past that just keep going till pretty much the wheels fall off. You get it though. It's a love. It's a passion. It's their identity. It's what they've done forever.
Yep.
I mean, Vince Scully pretty much did it till the day he died.
It's like working out every day. It's just like part of their life.
I am so impressed with someone like G-Man Gary Gerald. And we talked about him so much.
I know.
He's in his mid-80s and he's doing it at a high level.
And he's faced adversity with his life as well.
Dude,
so
actually, that's a great point. Like
I know.
G-Man has gone through so much in the last few years.
Losing his daughter, Beth.
You know, and his wife has challenges along the way too. And you just would never know it.
No.
Just a gem of a human being.
Oh my God. Like one of the best humans in the entire world. And I just love him so much. And I'm so lucky. So lucky to have him in my life.
Yeah.
And he's so talented still. So talented.
Elite. Morgan Reagan.
Yes.
Anything we missed from tonight's game at all that you think we should have hit on more? You're cool with your thought on the starting lineup? Like you're cool with like letting it play out a little bit here?
Yeah, I am definitely cool about it, but I just want to see a couple more, like just a couple more games or whatever it is that we need to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a weird answer how you asked it because you just thought of something and I know what you thought of.
Yeah, but like I mean, I guess I didn't say it cleanly, but the way you asked me, I'm like, I did feel like I already answered it. What?
Morgan, people in the chat know you were going, oh, player of the game. Oh my God. Like people even know you were thinking about that. That's what's good. The crowd was
but you asked me a different question, but it's funny because you said, is there anything we missed from tonight's game? And I was just going to go back to the bench.
I see.
And then you asked me and then I was like, well, shit. I mean, I guess, but I was like, that's a longer topic that I already talked about, but I guess I could elaborate again.
Who was your player of the game in the chat? The options: Jake LaRavia, the bench, Big JV, or Domantas Sabonis. 43% of the people say the bench. Ladies and gentlemen, Northwest Exteriors brings you simply the best player of the game tonight, the bench.
Hey!
Along with, I'm sorry.
That's so great. Photoshop. What?
Jebediah. That's the best you could do.
Wait.
That's the best you could do on the Photoshop. You took some picture of Keon Ellis and just placed it right next to LaRavia and Valančiūnas.
In their press conference. Wait,
that's the best you could do?
this definitely looks like a real Jebediah did this.
Jebediah, the bench, 31 points. They were 10 of 18 shooting, 5 of 12 from 3. Wow, that's nice. 13 rebounds from the bench. They also had 7 stocks. And for those who don't know, it's a combination of blocks and steals. 7 stocks. What?
Even the shading that just comes over.
Jeb, like, what were you doing, dude? Like, this is the best you could do? Who did the shading on that?
Oh my God, that's so great.
Oh my God. Were you thinking when you were doing that? Well, you get like 3 jobs. What are your, I don't even know what your job is. It's like, if your job is to mess things up.
Executing. Winning.
Shout out to our friends over at Northwest Exteriors. Check out their website, northwestexteriors.com. You need new windows. There's no better place to go. They bring you simply the best player of the game, and they bring you amazing windows that make your house look sexy. 30 years in the business.
Yeah.
Oh, they do HVAC too, man. They do it all. You know why? Because they are
Simply the best. Trust Northwest. I missed it.
I'm just also like someone in the chat just pointed this out.
What?
Keon had his mic on. That was the best they could do.
It's so good.
My God.
It's so bad that it's good.
But I think my Photoshop was even better than what he did.
Oh my God. Wait, Jebediah is in the chat.
What?
Jebediah editor?
Well, I'm glad. Thanks for the apology.
But aren't you here in the corner of the room?
Yeah. All right, Jeb. Jake LaRavia in the rafters after
That's
tonight.
so stupid. I love it though. I love it.
Edward in the chat, is there any word if Monty is looking to sign a point guard free agency? Reggie Jackson? Question mark. That's interesting. So the league requires the Kings, by the way, to carry 14 players. They have 13 right now on the roster. They just signed Daishen Nix to a 10-day
I was just about to say that
contract,
too.
officially a 10-day contract, which is crazy. He landed at 5 o'clock tonight and was in uniform, like ready if they needed him. I don't have full clarification. It's a 10-day deal.
Yeah.
Daishen Nix is someone we've seen in the G League. He started with G League Ignite. He's with the Timberwolves organization too.
6'5" point guard, big.
Yeah.
He's like stocky, big.
Played for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. I remember that.
Yep. And I mean, someone that can has that vision, can pass the ball, but also turnover prone. So it's just like,
I was wondering if this is going to end up being more of a Stockton thing. Like,
probably.
Did they give him, I don't, and this is just pure speculation.
Sure.
Did they give him a 10-day deal and then they'll let the 10 days expire and like he goes to Stockton, basically to give him a little extra money with the 10-day deal? And I don't know. Maybe they want to look at him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they obviously were trying to go younger there. I thought maybe the Kings would look for like more veteran presence at a guard spot. But anyway, they have to get to 14. That's the league requires they have to have 14 guys on the roster. That's not including the two-way guys. They're at 13 right now, but they're in the window right now where they don't need that. So they're going to have to add someone else too. And maybe that addition is Isaac Jones, promote him.
yeah.
That means that they would have a two-way spot open. So we'll see what kind of juggling they do. Someone else mentioning Boogie Ellis. Boogie's looked pretty solid in the G League.
Yeah. Didn't he just have a good game?
I haven't seen how he did against Iowa, the road game. We've been so busy, but he had some good moments in Stockton the last games we called too.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. He was putting on a show tonight.
23 points for
4 rebounds, 3 assists.
He could shoot it, man.
Yep.
He can handle it a little bit. He could shoot it. He plays hard. I like Boogie Ellis. He missed a lot of the year with a thumb injury. He just came back in. They lost?
Yeah, but
Again?
they lost to the Wolves.
Hey, who did so? Kings fall to the Wolves 120 to 125.
It's 125 to 120.
That's my pet peeve with
I
people.
know it is. Just let it be.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. Scal had 40 points?
What?
7 rebounds?
Scalabissiere? 40 points for Stockton
I
tonight?
love that we're pointing out Boogie Ellis up there, but I'm like,
Good job.
Scout with 40. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
Yeah, I do think another point guard makes some sense for this group too. Although I thought Keon did all right handling tonight. It looked like a little more comfortable out there, but it's obviously a need to have some sort of third point guard, in my opinion. Reggie Jackson, I get the thought. I just look at someone like Reggie going, does he really want to go to Sacramento where he may not play? Like Reggie's a guy that is going to go somewhere where he can find some minutes, not be like a borderline guy. That's my opinion.
Yeah. That I mean, but you know what's God? Those are the type of players, like I said about Jonas Valančiūnas, that you have to get within a trade because then you build this solid depth, especially since it's not something that you're doing with growing guys and making sure to, I don't know, develop them and keep them here and everything and drafting them the right way. So it's like, can you get them in a trade and just keep building it from there?
Let's get to final thoughts because I can't believe.
Why, you don't want to keep going?
I mean, I could. I was just looking down going, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't felt that way tonight.
No.
It's felt good.
I always.
Besides you snapping at me like 4 times, but like no one's talking about that.
You know
anymore.
he's lying. I didn't. When have I snapped?
Favorite moment of the podcast? Go.
Favorite moment was when we showed Jonas Valančiūnas interview.
No.
Hubie Brown.
I think it was the Jake LaRavia country song. Was my
Okay.
favorite moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
That was my favorite moment.
I'm gonna jump on my horse and pass the ball. My name's Jake LaRavia. Gonna steal the ball and then shoot it too because I'm Jake LaRavia. Oh, I'm wearing a Kings jersey.
They call me Slaw Dog.
Okay. You gotta wear my jersey, and I'm feeling really frisky because they call me Slaw Dog, Jake LaRavia.
Yeah, they call me Slaw Dog. Yeah.
Cold beer dog and a horse and a basketball.
We're so stupid.
So dumb. So tired. So excited for an effing day off. This is gonna be so great.
Is there like a good like Jake LaRavia emo song you could do? How would that go? Like
Jake LaRavia is in the. Wait, hold on. I was just about to do pretty much Beamless Night, but LaRavia, and I cannot wait till he's on the court shooting the ball. He's gonna steal the ball and shoot more threes. Jake LaRavia, he's my favorite.
And they call him Slaw Dog.
And maybe they will call him Slaw Dog. And maybe he will slaw the dog. Because he is nothing but a slaw dog. Because he's Jake LaRavia. And we just love him. Jake LaRavia. You're making me do this on the spot.
I know. Good job.
No.
That's funny.
No, good job.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we'll be live back again Monday night. Then we're gonna be live Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then it's the All-Star break.
Oh.
Dear God, it is gonna be here. But first things first, win the next 3.
Yeah.
Go into the break winning 4 in a row, and then we're gonna be in San Francisco for All-Star weekend the entire time, hanging out. First ever All-Star game for us.
Yay.
It's gonna be fun. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be fun. I think the event's fun and hanging with people's fun, but you know, it's All-Star. My final thought.
Oh, he still has one. Yeah.
My final thought. Tonight wasn't perfect. There's still some things to figure out with the starting group. I am very eager to see what it looks like after they get a practice. Does it look smoother? If not, we'll be open-minded to some changes. But the good thing is, I think you've got the pieces to make changes. Where before you were trying some things that were really maybe a desperation, like a gamble. Oh, we'll start Doug McDermott, you know?
Yeah.
And there's holes in that.
Yes.
Well, now it seems like they've got some nice bench depth. They've got some pieces, some versatility, and I'm excited to see it come together. And dear basketball gods, please let it come together.
Please.
Give us a playoff series so we can just enjoy the journey together.
Amen.
Amen. All right. We love you guys so much. But we gots to go.
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m.
Can't believe we stayed on this late when I'm this
Yeah,
tired.
good effing night. You're all the best, you basketball sickos. We love you.
Drop comments in the YouTube after too. Bye.
Deuce and Mo.